Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, have you seen last night's special then, my brand new series? If you haven't, I'll link it at the end of today's show. Be sure to catch it. It's going to be the new must-watch series. Now, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's request day. Today's map is a request map requested by the creator, and it's the longest waiting map on the request list. Meanwhile, they've released a new map. So what we'll do is we'll review their new map next week, but we'll do this old map this week. Is that okay with you? Oh, good. In the meanwhile, one little task for you to do. That's right, if you'd be so kind, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thanks for your support. Today's map is Iggy Bay by Sandite Spartan 117. Is that an iguana? It's all about lizards at the moment in our maps, isn't it? There's your start square, half coast and half land. It's definitely workable, I would say. And then the terrain heights look like that. Not sure if you can make out anything from that apart from, yep. And then your resources are dotted around and usable. Not exciting to me, but definitely usable. It's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit. Network extensions too as well. Unlimited trees apparently. A few other bits and bobs as well. We're using the dry tropical theme today and the no LUT, because the thumbnails were taken with no LUT. The extra couple of things that haven't got ticks up there, like the no radioactive desert moor, I'm using hide it to do the same job, so all is good. Now we're going to kind of fly over the highways a bit today because, oh, by the way, highway pillars today. Highway pillars, that's the star of today's show. Something a little bit different. Nice to see. Got drowned trees all the way down this river. I kind of don't mind it if it's consistent and looks like it's intended. Like those trees don't look to me like river-bearing trees, but that I'm guessing that they're being played as such, and I can let that go. Oh, and this is as bad as the detailing gets today, guys. You won't see anything worse than that. Okay, so we'll just drop that down. That's easily fixed. 1, 2, 3, 4 taps of the page down button, and that was resolved. So yeah, intersection number 1. Now, all the intersections on today's map were hand drawn, not plopped. So credit for all the effort put in, because as we all know, even something simple like an intersection like this is very nice indeed. You may also know those bridge pillars. Did you notice the bridge? Well, have a look at the bridge pillars elsewhere, I think, on those ones. Being created, overhanging the highways as well. So, okay, what have we got here? It's Billy. Hello, Billy the Buffalo. Oh, love it. Anyway, where were we? Yes, we're looking at the highways. Highways, American style, big gap between them. Big, long highways. There's a lot of highways on this map in terms of, well, there's not really a lot of highways, but there's a long route to go all the way around. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. It just means that the today's episode's kind of mostly me traveling down long highways that just I mean, they're perfectly good. I have no moans about them. It just makes the map feel huge. Not intersection, bridge. It's bridge time, and it's Besquikkelhausen's Bay Bridge. Loving the ramps again, drawn up, lovely long draw up to get to the point where they can merge in with each other. And again, excellent use of Besquikkelhausen's Bay Bridge there. Superb work, not just from Sandite Spartan in using it, but in the actual creation of the bridge. That guy. Oh, have you subbed to him? Have you? Let me know in the comments if you're a subscriber to Besquikkelhausen. Definitely a top guy. Where were we? We were following highways, and there are long stretches of them with perfect bridges interspersed like that. And yeah, can't moan. There's a lot that we can't moan about with this map. There's not very much we can moan about, like that hill in the distance there. looks great at a distance, that one. I'm not saying it looks bad close up, just, this is where we are at the moment, and it looked good. Those hills over there look a bit meh, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Intersection here, big American intersection. Swooping, sweeping, no pillar issues. But again, we've got these pillars that are overhanging the sides of the highways. Again, an aesthetic choice. I'm not going to mark that down. If it was one pillar that was misaligned or overhanging and it didn't look right, then that's where things get. But that's an aesthetic choice, and although I don't find it a pleasing thing, there's nothing wrong with it, and I can understand it, so that's fine. Letting it go. Highway has merged down to this 2-lane highway now, and it will split up again in a second. Back to the highways again. I think it's a nice little touch. I love the arrows as well, the way they're pointing exactly the direction I would like them to. And then down this way you can see another Bisquickelhausen bridge up in the distance. Yeah, a couple on this map, and again both excellently worked. So it's the start square intersection. It's just one of these little trumpet ones that again is hand drawn to perfection with the overhanging pillars here. A minor dislike for the way that they kind of, there's nothing wrong with it again, but if we have a look underneath, kind of the way that they clip together, I don't really, but then it's under the bridge, not really supposed to see that, are you? So it's a personal thing. It's a personal thing. I'm just not a huge fan. That said, I'm not going to mark something down because I'm not a fan of it. If it's aesthetically brilliant, then great. But yeah. Anyway, down to the start square, we have a start square roundabout with a little water feature in the middle and a few trees dotted around as well for greenerage. Greenerage? Yes, I'm going with that. There's your start square. And in the start square, we've got one of these. Yes, I'm going to struggle badly here. I could have contacted my Norwegian buddy to get a pronunciation on this one because it's not far from where they grew up. It's Haikjeften concert stage. I know I'm way out with that. Haikjeften is what I'm going with. Concert stage by KingLeno. Great to see KingLeno, the king of all things American commercial, doing something, I'm just going to say obscure. This is from Narvik in northern Norway. And factoids, because factoids. In 1857, the Queen Victoria's rat catcher earned more than her poet laureate. That was Alfred Lord Tennyson, who you may have heard of. Anyways, let's see what this looks like with the lights on, because it is a concert stage. There you go. And it's okay. It's okay. Oh, ignore the ignore the windmill in the background. Haikjeften concert stage by KingLeno. That's today's asset of the day. Yes, I had to put some power in because, well, the lights weren't going to come on until we put power on it. Didn't think about that, did I? No, I didn't. Anyway, back to the highways. And again, no grumbles with the highways that come much closer together again. Possibly using the parallel road tool. I don't know, but it is very slick. And I'm loving the fact that it's 2 lanes rather than 3 lanes as well. Doesn't all have to be 3 lanes. I like a bit of a mix. It doesn't have to be all the same. So when you go up to 6 lanes, it might be pushing the boundaries a little bit. Anyway, what have we got here? Oh, I wonder if this was copy-pasted. I wonder if this... I haven't thought about that until the narration, but maybe it was copy-pasted, save drawing it out twice. Might explain why I think it ends a little bit early here. And then we've got this extended elevated section. So I don't know if that's what it was, whether it was, you could call it laziness. Building that bridge in itself to perfection could take a couple of hours easily. But yeah, I wouldn't call it laziness. But yeah, is it just, would I have extended it a little bit further as a proper bridge section? I think I might have done. But that said, I haven't played with the Bay Bridge yet. It looks like a lot of fun and a lot of hard work to get it to look perfect. Down through the fog, which means I think we tear off this way. No, not this way. Over this way is a railway line. Have a look at the rail while we're down here. Nice little touch going on here. We've seen some interesting use of these pillars being used as tunnel entrance. Except for this isn't copying the one from the other week with, who was it? It was Bringer, wasn't it? because this was released long before we did that review, so it's not copying bringer. It looks like people have had the same ideas in the past, you know. Down here we've got a dead end. Just checking to see the catenaries. All good there, they are. There's always danger with catenaries on junctions, and that was fine. Catenaries down here for this nice little dead ends down here, the industrial area. I like the way it's been lined as well. It kind of like it feels like its own unique thing. Perfectly aligned catenaries there. And is everything good? Oh, we got one. There we go. That one's on the railway line. Just clipping it. It's a minor thing, and most people won't care, and that's fine. What have we got here? Everybody joining. 3, 2, 1. Everybody's favourite factories. 3 of them, no less. No fewer than. And then along the railway line, which is liberally dotted with a few trees just to make it a little bit more interesting. I guess that's fine. It would look a little bit boring without them, so that's fine. But it's kind of the least you could do, and that's fine. Sometimes the least you can do is absolutely fine. Minimalism is good. Rail line coming out the tunnel there. There's no slopes going on inside there. That's all good and slick. We'll head down there. I'm not going to switch the train lines on. It looks relatively... Seems to be a bit of a downwards decline there. A downwards decline? Yes, one of those. But it seems well within the line. If it catches the eye, then it's probably too much, you know? And that didn't really catch the eye. It was possibly noticeable. You know, I can deal with that. Now here we've got perfect again. Perfect. Figured there was going to be catenary problems there, but there weren't. Now if we take a right, I think this leads us down back to the start square. And if we can get to the start square, I think that would be a good time to have our intermission. And when we come back after the intermission, we'll do the shipping routes and we'll do the water flow, and then we'll have a look at the gameplay options with this map, because there seems to be a reasonable amount of flat build land. Certainly might be able to get a small village dotted in here somewhere, left or right of the line. One of these places would be okay for a little village. Anyway, yes, we have finally made it. There you go, networking done. That was, told you, a lot of it. Took us, what, 12 minutes? Bloody hell.
Are you having trouble keeping roundabouts around when you connect other roads? Do you wonder how on earth do other people manage this? Then you need BonBonB's guide to perfect roundabouts. Click the information button now.
And there's your shipping routes at Iggy Bay by Sandite Spartan. And I've got no real issues with these at all. We've got this one with a nice little curvy, angular, triangular joining up bit. And then it goes down and underneath the very, very high Bay Bridge. Very high, but certainly acceptably high Bay Bridge. And then we've got a list around this way. And then it loops through the islands this way. Could be a good map for ferries as well. We are playing with mass transit, so ferries will be available. And that goes off the edge of the map over there. I've got no issues with that. I think cool. That's perfect, really. There's a couple of rivers on the map, and they do have water flow. Not the strongest, but there is water flow, and that's all you really need. And it goes out into the bay. Might be some sewage build up somewhere, I don't know. We've got these little inlets, and if you have a look here, this is your start square. There is a little bit of water motion, just a little bit, in these inlets. Nothing going on there. But if we have a look at the water spawn points in a minute, there are water spawn points here, which means I think we're going to be okay. Yes, we've got one. You have to be careful. Have a little look at your water spawns before you put down your sewage and your water drawing areas, just because you don't want to be having problems. There's no reason to have problems with this map. You just have to have a little look. Anyways, map as a whole, it's a lot of build space, a lot of water, prime waterfront as well. Can't grumble about those. It's not entirely flat. We have got some hillage. These lumpy things down here. Technical word for these guys is hills. Okay. A little bit of basic detailing with the trees to accentuate the fact that they are hills going into the gullies, and that's all good. And we've got, you can see the resources are laid out. You also see I've just put terrain lines on as well. It's relatively flat. There's kind of like little plateaus here and there. There's no great inclines to get up onto them either. It's only like 5 meters here and 5 meters there, and that is definitely well within the bounds of building a mega city. Are we looking at a mega city build here? Ah, there's a question. Right, rivers. Now, this particular river here is my preferred river of the two. We do have a little bit of a waterfall going on here, and another one a little bit further down. Got to say, with the no LUT, I'm not digging the watercolor. Okay, it's doing nothing for me at all. This bright turquoisey color. It's a personal thing again, and easily fixed by choosing a LUT that you like. But I'm just matching up with the thumbnails, the screenshots. Anyway, this water then, the river goes down and joins up with the bay out there. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of that. I would have taken the water and I would have drawn it across and joined it into the bay across this narrow strait here, cutting off that top section maybe. So I'd have the river running off there, maybe a wide river mouth, and all this area here, maybe have it as marshes or just a few more islands. I think that would have made a little bit more sense to me. Maybe even have a couple of water exits, like a big old river delta going on out of that. I think I'd prefer that. Now, that said, I prefer that river to this one. This river does 0 for me. And we've got with a line of trees along the outside of it. Bushes, whatever, are a little bit thin and dull, if I'm honest with you. Just a little bit, just like one line. And we've got a few in the water as well. You say drowned trees, BonBonB? Yeah. Not really doing anything for me. But you see this massive trees here. If I move these down a little bit closer to the river, like that, I'm now I'm now buying that more. I'm no more buying that this way. Yes. Help. Help language experts. My English is gone. But anyway, I'm just going to move them back. Thanks to move its undo feature. But yes, that said, when we get further down, we do have these little masses of trees along the sides, and that makes a lot more sense. But the shape of the river is just, I know, it's boring, it's odd, and again, watch where it's coming out. It's finding its way through the narrowest mark there, out to a right angle exit. Now again, where would you have drawn this river to? Would you have led it down into this bay here? Would you have had it go straight out to the sea? Or would you, like me, have got rid of the river completely and just replaced it with, like, I mean, you could have drawn it anywhere, but I think I'll just remove the river and just gone with some hills, extra hills down there, probably, or maybe a lake or something. But it just does nothing for me. The islands are great. Islands, very low to the ground, very buildable. You could do a lot of island hopping, maybe a little airport out on one of the islands would be pretty cool as well. Lots of options with the islands, and it's the Essential Lighthouse. It's lovely. In red. Red's a good one. There is another one around here somewhere. There might be another one somewhere else as well, but we'll find at least one more Essential Lighthouse. There was one down here at the end of these hills, the rough area. This makes sense. I buy this lighthouse more than the other one, and it's green. It's a green lighthouse. Anyway, yes, it's really nice. Very good position for the lighthouse there. All good for that. Now, the underwater detailing, I kind of like, but it also, I feel that arguably you could want to smooth this out a little bit. Let me show you the difference if I just smooth it out. I don't want to smooth it out entirely. Move the brush strength down a bit, and we'll just do a little bit of a light brushing over just one small corner. And again, you can make your own decision on whether you prefer it with slightly smoothed or whether you actually like the slight starkness of it. So there, this is the BonBonB variant. Again, didn't take very long to do, and that's the previous variant. It's definitely more striking, more visually striking, more of a pixelated kind of look to it. But you tell me. That's what comments are for. You can also tell me what you think of the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I think it feels huge. I think it feels, and huge in a good way. Sometimes we get huge and it feels like, and I think this is huge in a good way. So, what do I reckon? Aesthetically, it's okay. I don't find it displeasing in any way, shape or form, but I don't really I'm not drawn to it. I'm just going to go down the middle and give it 3 stars for aesthetics. Detailing is okay. There are some very good bits, like the bay bridges are excellently done. There's nothing particularly bad. 1 or 2, like the clipping pillars, bridge pillars. But overall, I think worth again 3 stars. Gameplay potential. I think this is almost limitless. As long as you're very careful with just checking to see where you're putting your water pumps, but the right locations, then you'll have no issues at all. I think this has got 5 stars written all over it for gameplay. So Iggy Bay by Sandite Spartan 117. That's big city map, lots of small towns map, I just don't like that river. That's literally the one thing I really don't like, that river. I hate it actually. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, and for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. Don't forget, do not miss last night's new series. It's on the screen now. Go and take a little look at that. I think you'll enjoy it. It fits with what we do. Okay, on this channel, it fits exactly with what we do. So go and check it out, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Now, what's my next job? Ah, yes, tomorrow's What Map.